When you're out on the land, everything's ceremony. And when you're picking, it's a ceremony. When you're gathering, it's a ceremony. It's something that you have to give in order for it to come back.
For the most part, grizzly bears are our teachers. We've learned how to utilize the land based on our observations of grizzly bears. So if the grizzly bears are doing well, the land is doing well. Can we find solutions within a common habitat that needs to be shared between the grizzly bear and those that are occupying or using the land? Maybe that's where we should go, to try and understand the common interests of everyone across this landscape that would allow for some understanding based on what are their priorities.
I hope that this summit will bring together all the people that we've been talking to for years, mostly online and mostly remotely. Bringing everyone together really gives space to hearing how everyone is looking at the same problem and where it fits within their values. And then that gives a more solid foundation to work from.
When we work toward a common ground with the restoration of a population of grizzly bears, I'm excited about that. I'm optimistic, but at the same time skeptical. That's a big goal, and my hands go up to each and every one of you that are here today to try and learn more about that. It takes creative people that want to think outside the box and do something differently.
We spent a little time just honoring the space and honoring the time and the group of people, and some of the nations offered some ceremony and prayer and some beautiful song that sort of grounded us to this place in a more holistic way of thinking about people and grizzly bears in space.
I feel like we're finally in this place where we can come together, one people for the same goal.
In the stories that have been shared by our people, they're our brother. They are our brother, our sister. We have high respect for them. They've taught us how to survive, mainly the hardships of winter, or the hardships of anything. So, for the most importantly, out on Earth's children, how to survive in its entirety as a human being.
They were both an iconic representative of this ecosystem and very much an umbrella species. They have such a diversity of requirements that managing for grizzly bears is managing for a whole bunch of other species.
Stakeholders had as well learn a few other perspectives. So take, for instance, when we look at recreation use, we see a lot. Other stakeholders, such as ranching, such as other agricultural uses.
Honestly, it's a good place to share the emotional piece, which a lot of scientists don't talk about. That's where ceremony comes in. That's what connects us, because we can't communicate, we can't talk to one another. But I believe through that is where we can be on the same level and at least honor the species through a different connected way.
When we see traditional science today, it sort of is unbalanced in its approach. It's not a holistic approach. It misses some components of what it's managing for. You can collect all the data that you want in the scientific world, but without, the use of traditional focus, you're still not understanding your connection as a whole unit.
We've talked a lot about this concept of two-eyed viewing, seeing with a Western eye and seeing with a traditional knowledge eye. And me working with the government, we see a lot of Western science, but we have to keep our ears open and learn and listen for that traditional knowledge.
In our chapter, it talks about how every single being had a purpose, and that knowledge was kind of passed on to us. We had to understand this balance. And so all this knowledge was given to us to teach us how to live in balance with everything else that was on the land. And grizzly bear was one of them. He serves a purpose throughout the ecosystems, just understanding that the reintroduction of them can make the land healthier again as they do the work.
It's amazing to have this collaboration of different teams with different specialists, different people that have something different to bring to the table. Western science and cultural knowledge. It's amazing that this is happening.
Securing habitat is important, creating space for bears, finding places where they can have space and uninterrupted time to be bears without interference by people, managing road access, recreation, all those things. We need to just give bears space.
How do we manage it so we can at least pass it off to our children and our grandchildren in a better state than it is now? How do we work on a better outcome?
If we achieve grizzly bear recovery, then we will have made a large step forward in terms of sustainability and how we live on this planet. The kinds of passion and commitment and understanding and belief that we heard about today gives me hope that we can pull this off.